Hello, people. Welcome, welcome. Can you hear me? Okay, so it seems like there is an option. Yeah, I saw it right here. I had to Google it. I'm sorry. Okay, so apparently with the webinar system, this new system or whatever, um, you guys can ask questions, which is what I have right here in this question section. Okay. So it's not going to be like a regular chat room, but it's going to be questions, which is still good. So you guys can ask me any questions you guys want to right here. And I'm going to be looking at, the new one. Okay. Tapping at the box, it says question char. Is that correct? Yeah, that's the one. Questions in chat. All right. Welcome, people. Welcome to this webinar. This is the first and the most complete training in regards to my signals. Okay, in my signals. If you were not aware, I now provide signals right here in the BLW binary master app. I actually just finished my session. Let me just go ahead and see. So I got to take it right here. And I want to show you my report. Today's session, today is July the 27th. This is what we got. We got 8 wins and 2 losses. That would be 80% accuracy. Not bad at all. And then this is in this group right here. So for those of you who are not part of it, if you guys are wondering what website is this, is blwbinaryMasterApp.com. Okay, blwbinaryMasterApp.com. Me and Marcel actually give signals away. It's not just me. Marcel also gives the signals right here. And you additionally have a master class, everything included for a training in regards to how to make money with the BLW Binary Master app. And as a gift was pretty much the main thing before, but now as a gift, we give you the BLW Binary Master app MT4 application, So yeah, everybody can still hear me. The audio and the video is good so that we can start with the actual content of this webinar. Let me know in the chat box that you guys are using. So cool. I see that you guys can see and hear me. Awesome. Welcome. We have a lot of people right here today. That's actually good. So here's the most important thing that you need to understand in regards to my signals group. I am not going to send you support and resistance levels. People are actually chatting right now. Support and resistance levels. We're not gonna talk about the exact entry price, but you need to do the analysis on your own. And this is where a lot of people fail when it comes to this specific thing. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually teach you the strategy I use with binary options. And from that, we can go ahead and start, okay? By the way, the broker I'm gonna be using for this training is called Pocket Option. You guys can find the link to it somewhere. I'm gonna put it somewhere in the live chat so that you can check it out. The broker gives you a 100% free demo account. You guys can use it, and it's 100% trusted, good withdrawals, good payouts, easy deposits, and so on. Fully recommended. So this is what the broker is actually going to look as default. And I do recommend you that you guys open right now your broker and start following me along right now. I don't know why the volume keeps on adjusting itself for some reason in this microphone, but open the broker and then we can go ahead and do all together. So let's go ahead and do it. This is what it's going to look like at the beginning. This an area, all right? There's no candlesticks or anything like that. So the first thing that you actually have to do is this. Change it to candles. Boom. And when you change it to candles, there's a couple of things that you actually need to do. Okay? There's a couple of things that you need to do. Hold on. Is there a chat box now? Oh, I think it is. All right, questions, chats. Oh yeah, that's the thing. Okay, so the first thing that you got to do is actually change the candlestick time frame to S30. S30. That basically gives you 30 seconds per candlestick. And the second thing that you got to do is actually, or the third thing that you got to do is actually this right here that it says enable timer. Why? Because we need to see the timer left on every single candlestick. Okay. Make sure this is unchecked, because otherwise if you scroll up or down, all of the things are actually going to go and change the time frames and so on. And the grid snap, it's really up to you. Honestly, I don't care. So there you go. Those are the first setting that you actually have to choose. Super important as well that you understand that at the moment that you actually see, let me just go ahead and change the color in this pen. Yeah. Hold on. I guess this is better. Okay, yeah, there you go. Okay, so at the moment that you actually see the timer going to 0, that's when a new candlestick of 30 seconds is going to start. Make sure that you keep that in mind. It may make a difference later on down the road. So if you notice 3, 2, 1, and then boom, a new candlestick started. Okay, so hopefully that actually makes sense as well. I'm sorry. I don't know. Just let me drink some water. I will be answering some questions, obviously, down the road. Will the strategy be different from one platform to the other? Not really. It is the same. Okay, so now it's actually time to select the two indicators that we're going to be using for this strategy. This is the part where the indicators are. And I'm sorry, that's this one. So we're going to add the first one called RSI. You can find it on your broker as relative strength index. And the second one is called stochastic oscillator. You can also find it as stochastic only. Okay. I'm sorry. Now, I do recommend you guys to click on this arrow right here and this arrow right here. That way you guys have a wider view on the indicator. And what is it that we need to look for? We need to look for an overbought and oversold condition in the pair. For instance, when the price or when the indicator, oh, by the way, because some people are actually going to ask this, sorry about that. Let's go through the settings of every single indicator. First of all, RSI period is 14. And then when you go to styles, you can even remove the 51 because we're not going to use it. And then you can use the 70 and the 30 levels. Those are the important things. We're actually going to give it some more thickness. The main line, yeah, thicker. And we're going to do this one thicker as well. There you go. Those are the only things that you need to change. Then on stochastic oscillator, these are the settings. They are default settings. Okay. So it's period of 14, D period of 3, smelting period of 3, SMA, don't change that. And then all you need to do is leave it as level 80 and 20. We're gonna see if we can make this thicker. Nah, this one looks good as it is. But these levels, we are gonna make them thicker. They look better. There you go. So save. Now, what is it that we need to look for? Very simple. Whenever the RSI touches the level of 30, that means that the price of the asset is oversold. It means it went down too hard. So it's likely that the price is going to reach. Okay. So when that happens, usually the same thing happens with stochastic oscillator. Okay. The stochastic oscillator is not just touching, it needs to go below the level of 20. That indicates that it's completely oversold. When that happens, then you enter a call position. Why? Because we're trading with retractions. So whenever you see that the price touches the RSI going down on the 30 level, that means that the price is going to jump. So you enter a call position for 1 minute, okay? 30-second candlesticks, 1 minute entry on the position. Okay, now that's going to give us 2 candlesticks of lifetime on this specific trade, so we should be good to go. As you can see right here, 2 green candles, and we want it. Now the opposite is this one right here. When the RSI touches the level of 70, it means that the price is overbought. If the price is overbought, it's likely to drop within the next 2 candles. Okay, we're looking at the retraction. Okay, now same thing, stochastic oscillator needs to be over the level of 80, not touching, over the level of 80. And those 2 confirmation give us this, the entry point. You enter 1 minute put position and 2 candlestick, 1 and 2, and you win the trade. Is that clear so far? We're going to talk about the entry points right now. We're going to talk about what to avoid. We're going to talk about the continuous downtrend or uptrend. But is the settings clear so far? And I got a question right here. Chris, I have a question. Can you and Marcel do a live streaming trading signal session instead of giving signals and writing more like in the BLW Master app? Do you imagine how much time that would take me, like, to do webinars every day? Unfortunately, I can't commit to that. I can do sometimes, but someone asked me yesterday in the chat, what do you do the rest of the day? And the truth is that I have other businesses to take care of. Stochastic settings are basically the same ones. I mean, default, they're by default. No replay actually on the webinar, and only live. Okay, so with the settings being cleared, now it's time for us to talk about the entry point. And this is where a lot of you guys have actually messed up during the last few days. This is something that you need to understand. Charts give us the best entry point every time they touch the RSI. Now, this is not 100% accurate. It's like around 90. So 1 out of 10, it will just screw with us, okay? But if we follow it right, for instance, right here, it barely touched, but it did touch. Now, if we take a look at what was the candlestick of the, not this one, but this one, it gave us the highest point right here. So if we enter at this point in this candlestick, we won the trade, okay? Now, obviously now it jumped back up, but take a look at all the way that it gave us as an entry point, all the way right here. If we enter at the highest, it's very unlikely that we're gonna miss or lose the trade. Does that make sense? Let's go ahead and find another one, another example. This one didn't touch. Let me just go ahead and find more. We're gonna talk about what not to do when this continues trend or whatever. Is this webinar will be loaded on the BLW Binary Master app after it ended? Yes, on the Binary Master app, yes. We will go ahead and upload it, okay? But that's gonna be exclusively only for members of the BLW Binary Master app. Here is a good example. Take a look. Right now is actually touching, and right now the stochastic is overbought. Now it gave us a good entry point, but guess what? The candlesticks always give us better entry points. Okay, it's not like, okay, so since it touched right here, this is the best entry point. Take a look at the highest point that it gave us. So one thing that I've noticed is that even though there is going to be a retraction coming on the candlestick, there's always going to be a jump. For instance, you could say, okay, so this is going to be a red candle, the next one, because it touched the RSI. But guess what? It wasn't. And why it wasn't? Because it gave us still a jump. Now, this is probably not the best example. This is the example of what to avoid, because it went all the way down, all the way up, I'm sorry. And even this candlestick did not start the end of this one, but you need to wait for those spikes in order to enter a put position, and you need to wait for those drops in order to enter a call position. This is a good example maybe that we can actually see. right here. Take a look. It actually touched the level and it was completely oversold. So you enter the trade and you win it. Okay, simple as that. Right now, I would say don't enter because the RSI did not respect the level. So yes, it will drop, but we don't know exactly when. So it could be too risky. I risk it sometimes I don't, but you guys get the point, right? What is it that we need to avoid? And this is the perfect example. So whenever you actually see that the price, the RSI touched right here, it touched. It wasn't this candle. So you enter the candle and say, oh, you know what? It's going to drop. Even you wait for the jump a little bit and then you enter right here and expect it to drop. But the price continues, the RSI continues outside, don't go in there. Don't go in there. Okay. Now, one thing you could do in order to know, even the RSI is completely outside of the box and you want to like take advantage of this opportunity, wait for the stochastic oscillator to cross the blue with the red line. And if you are able to catch it, this would have been your entry point. And yes, you would have won the trade. But that's a little bit more expert level. And I would suggest you just to stick to the simple, keep it simple, and you guys will be good to go. Okay. Uh, is it clear what to avoid on the positions? Because now we're going to jump into how I sent my signals. Okay. Is this strategy effective during the early US session between 12:15 GMT? Yes, it is effective. Just avoid the high volatility news. Questions? Okay, so let's go ahead and continue. There you go. You see, because of this stochastic, the price continued to drop. And this is most of the times where I made most of my money. Whenever I see this, the completely overbought and the stochastic dropping, that's when I usually make these profit. Okay. Now, how is it that I actually send my signals? This is the signals group. This is the signals group. And by the way, people who are chatting right now in the master app, go ahead and chat right here because otherwise, I'm not going to be able to, answer you guys. So here we are. There you go. Here's where I start. And this is the initial message that I send whenever I start my session. It says, welcome everyone, couple of exclusive strategy settings. Remember, 30-second candles and 1-minute expiration time. That's actually clear. That's what we talked about. Then number one, RSI with the level 70 and 30, default 14 period. Number two, stochastic with levels of 80 and 20, pretty much the same default settings. Number three, when both indicators are overbought, we enter for a put for a 1-minute put position, or oversold, we enter for a 1-minute call position. So I'm telling you basically everything that you need to know. But that's why we have a signals group so that I can help you and tell you, hey, this is the pair that I'm going to enter. Okay. Then I actually give you what are the pairs that I'm going to be using, which for instance, today was AUD, CAD, USD, CAD, GBP, UAD, or JPY, you can see that. And this is the way I send my signals. I tell you, hey, Euro JPY, put, but wait for the jump in the RSI to touch. So for instance, I could be looking at, let's see if we find an opportunity right now. There you go. I send a signal and say, hey, Euro USD put, wait for the jump and the RSI to touch. So what I do, this is just an example. This doesn't apply because look at the stochastic. Let me just go ahead and look another one. Otherwise, you guys are going to be confused. Hopefully we can find one live. Yeah. Hold on. There you go. This is a good one. Euro JPY put position, wait for the jump and the RSI to touch. So I send you the signal whenever I see the RSI is getting closer to you guys. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's time to enter. What it means is time to analyze, time to wait. So what is it that you do? You wait for the RSI to touch the level. Obviously, you wait for the stochastic to be outside. So you monitor the exact same trade with the settings I told you. And if we assume that the price will go at this level and the RSI touches the level, that's when people start to enter the trade. Most of the times I try to, but most of the times I actually go ahead and tell you, hey, I'm in at this level or whatever. Right here, in at the lowest, AUD CAD 0.89235. That's what I tell you. Hey, you know what? Go ahead and enter, because I enter at this level so that we can all enter together. Okay, that's what's important, that we are trading all together. Okay, so again, let's go ahead and see another signal example. AUD CAD. Oh, let me see the ones that I actually want. There you go. This one I wanted. Then I send all these signals. AUD USD put, wait for the jump and the RSI to touch. Same signals and all of them different pairs. Now, some of those signals are not activated. Why? Because just like this one, I say, hey, you know what? Enter whenever the RSI touches, but then the prices start to drop. It's pretty much not applicable. You're not supposed to enter the trade if the RSI is not touched. As simple as that. You don't have to, just chase the trades or anything like that. Okay. That's how I send the signals. So questions about how I send the signals, let me know right now in the live chat box. And let me answer a few questions that I got right here. Let's see. But I guess my issue is with the entry points. When the RSI touches, how do you know if it reached the highest or lowest? We're gonna go and jump into it right now. Thank you for the question. Can we add moving averages to help? It will make it more complicated. Then it says, why you send many signals that haven't even nearly touched the line RSI or crust, and you keep saying in the money without. I keep on saying in the money when I enter, and I don't know what's the problem with me saying in the money. I don't know. I don't understand the question. If you don't enter, that's fine. But people enter sometimes based on their own analysis, and that's the reason why I'm educating right now yourself so that you understand where to enter. And people have even better results than myself sometimes. Okay. Do you make two-step compound on a good move? No. A lot of times when you send signals, the RSI does not touch, but you say you enter and in the money. What do you look in that case? We're going to talk about it right now. But most of the times you enter without the okay, we're going to talk about it. If RSI touches, but blue and orange line did not cross, should I go for the trade or not? Honestly, I would say just no, unless you see that for instance, the RSI touches and the stochastic is right here, but you realize that the blue line is crossing the red line, then you can enter, because that's going to drop even without the stochastic going up more than that. Do you prefer to find trades that are inside previous support and resistance ranges? Not really. Do you consider trend when using these strategies or support and resistance? No, just pure price action at the moment. How do you take a damage to a minimum if RSI breaks? Lose 3 trades. Is it okay? No. What you can do is pretty much enter one at the moment that it touches. And if it jumps more, then you can enter one or more two and, wait for the drop. If it doesn't drop, then you're going to lose the trades. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about why sometimes the RSI doesn't touch and I still tell you, hey, I enter and I won the trade. Okay. For instance, right here, you can see that the RSI is about to touch. I don't know if it's going to touch for the example, but let's say that it touches. If it touches and the RSI and the stochastic is not completely oversold, one thing that I do is wait for the crossover on stochastic, doing this. If this happens and the RSI is touched, then it's good. The price is going to drop. I'm not sure if it's happening. I think I covered that. Hold on. No, it's not happening. But that's one of the examples. Number two, Someone asked, hey, how do you know what's the highest and the lowest? It's impossible to know what's the highest or the lowest. Okay, it's just impossible. So one of the things that I do is that whenever I actually see that the RSI is really, really close to touch, I enter, even if it hasn't touched, enter one trade. Remember, I trade with 1% pretty much per trade, so you should do the same. So I enter. If by any chance I enter and the price doesn't drop, it goes on the opposite direction and it goes all the way to this place, this is where I enter 2, 3 more trades. And what happens is that, boom, yes, I lost one, but I won 3 or other 4, right? That's basically why I do it. For instance, right now, you can see that the RSI is not touching, but the stochastic is about to cross. So I would say this is a good entry point. Okay, as an example, this would be a good entry point. You enter at the highest. This was the highest, and that's what I would have entered. And what happens if oh, Chris, but it goes on the opposite direction? Cool, I got more entry points, so I enter one trade right here, and if it continues to go up, I have more highs to actually enter in the exact same position. But here's the point. If you enter with 5% of your balance or 10% of your balance, trust me, you're gonna blow your account. Take a look. Right now, he gave a bunch of entry high points. Now, is it 100% guaranteed it's gonna be a winner? No, that's why it's called a strategy, all right? It's not a magic trick. Does that make sense? So you can enter the first trade. This is why sometimes I actually make, I don't know, one win trade from one trade, and then I make 10 winning trades from another different signal. Reason why is because, like I said, I shoot at where in my go, I shoot the first trade. And then, for instance, right here, this was my first trade. Now it's completely touching. So now these are highs where I can enter 1, 2, 3 positions. Now another high, 4, probably enter another one. And here we got 4 positions and 1 loss. Does that make sense? Now, can you do that if you trade with more than 1% of your balance? It's a hell no. Okay. And in addition, right now, this stochastic is kind of crossing. So basically, it's going to be a red candle. Does that make sense? People in the BLW Binary Master app, this webinar is going to be uploaded. Okay. So if you are part of it, you guys can go to the webinar section and it's going to be right there for you guys all the time. Okay. So that you can watch it and understand it. If the line crossed between 80 and 20 in stochastic, should we enter the trade? Will it be profitable? If it will be profitable, it's impossible to know, but you have chances that you are gonna win the trade. I see your percentage and my percentage are not the same. If you mean in the broker, it depends on your location, according to what I know. Another thing that you guys need to understand, people, is that today markets are kind of crazy. As a matter of fact, we are going to have let me see. We are going to have news. Oh yeah, we have. Take a look at it. So probably that's the reason why you see all these movements crazy. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen all the time. But you know, if you guys have been into my signals group, this is what you guys will see. Day number 1, we started on July the 8th with 12 wins, 0 losses. Then we went to the 19th with 18 signals, 16 wins, 2 losses. Then we have on the 20th, we were at, where is this? I'm sorry, I'm gonna do it here. 11 trades. We had 9 wins and 2 losses. That was probably the worst day. And then we have on the 21st, we had a total of 21 trades, 3 losses. Then we have this one with 100% on the 25th. This was on Monday. It was a great day. Yesterday was an awful day with 4 losses out of 16 trades, but still we were really profitable. And this is today, the 27th, 10 wins. Oh, I'm sorry, 8 wins, 2 losses. Okay. So yes, it's not 100%. It's not 100%, but it's pretty damn accurate. I'm ready to be a member now. Awesome. Thank you. You're a JPY 81. Yeah, it depends on the location, Moses. How long do you plan to give signals personally for? Since this is brand new, honestly, I like pretty much freed a lot of my time and space because I wanted to dedicate more time into this. So I'm gonna be here for a while. Don't worry. Can you please share your Excel profit sheet with us? You mean this one that I'm using? I'm doing an estimate of how much money I should be making with the exact same signals. And so far this month, it should, since the 18th, not the entire month, since the 18th up until today in about 10 days, I should have made around $52,000. But then that's not the craziest part. The craziest part is that I actually made a withdrawal of 25 grand. Some of you guys probably remember that. I think it was, when was it? I don't know. I think it was on Monday or something like that. No, it was last week, but it was for 25 grand. I saw it. I show it to you guys live when I was having my session, and then I made all back up to 83 grand. So I've made probably more than 60,000 during these days, which is awesome. And I got all the inspiration from you guys, so that's actually good. Take a look at the pair. Obviously, we were not gonna win this trade. Do you still think OTC is good? Not really. I don't trust it anymore. I mean, share it so that we use it to calculate our own profits like you. Yeah, I'll go ahead and share with you guys one thing called BLW Binary Master Plan, I think it's called. I don't remember. It's an Excel sheet. I think it's available over there in the BLW Trading Academy, which is free. But yeah. Do you count your wins as number of positions placed or win on a pair? Win on a pair, not positions. Otherwise, I would have like 30 wins. CHF pairs don't really respect the RSI that much, so I don't like it. Would this be posted on the BLW Binary Master app? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, this is for people who are not inside of the BLW Binary Master app. And if you guys are part of the BLW Binary Master app, I want you guys to tell everybody else in the live chat if it's worth it or not. Okay? I've had people in the chat telling me they've made hundreds of dollars, like literally hundreds of dollars in my sessions. Same with Marcel, hundreds of dollars. There was one person that actually made like around $700 in one day, which is insane. It's insane. Now, I'm not saying you guys will do that now if you join, but pretty much you're getting very close to it. Doesn't matter what size your account is, it doesn't matter. You guys will be able to make a lot of money. And I'm trying to get all the way to last week. Last week, hold on. Yeah, maybe it's closer to actually come on Monday. I don't know what day is it this today. Hold on. Because, I don't like people who are, always telling you, hey, this is what I do. This is how much I can do. But I rather myself show what others are actually saying about the system of the product, and it's actually way better if people tell you what the signal is all about. So let me just go ahead and show you Monday comments, because Monday was a really good day. We all had a lot of fun. Today's Wednesday, by the way, at the time I'm having this webinar. There's a lot of chats in here. All right, so let's go ahead and see. Okay. I ask them all the time, hey, how much money have you made so far? And here's what people are actually saying: 28% increase for the day, 6-1 in the session, 3 wins in a row. That's it. 15% increase in your account. Then pretty much questions and questions. It says brought my demo account from 255 to 280K. That's actually good. So that was on Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. I was 11-0 on Monday. Not all days are like that, but just so that you understand, right? Some people lost money as well, but it's part of the learning process. And then 18 wins, 3 losses. Wins, wins, and wins. Why am I showing you this? Because it's not me talking, it's the members. Okay. So how is it that you guys can join? Very simple. blwbinarymasterapp.com. And you guys will be able to see this website right here. And what is it that you guys will get? You guys will get the downloadable application. You guys will get binary signals from Marcel, myself, every single day, Monday through Friday. And you guys will get the BLW Binary Master Class, okay? Which includes pretty much how to start binary options, how to start making money with binary options, and so on, and how to deposit with the brokers and everything, okay? For those of you who are not part of it, how you guys can join, we got three options, which is number one, $107 for the month. You get all of it included, nothing changes, including this webinar is actually live in there so that you guys can review it and learn everything. And I'm planning to have a webinar every week exclusively for members, answer questions and so on. Number two, plan is 6 months for $597. You actually save a lot of money there because 107 times 12, it's I'm sorry, 107 times 6, that's 642. So you actually save 45 bucks. And for the yearly plan, which should be around $1,200, you get it for $997, so you save around $300. So the invitation is actually right there. Let me answer a few more questions, and then I think we're gonna wrap it up for today. I hate this bear, yeah. If you pay for the app, would you have access to normal binary signals? Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean, but yeah. I'm new to binary options. How much would you recommend to start with? How much you have or how much you can afford to lose? Okay. If it's $10, it's $10. If it's 10,000, yeah. Fridays, I'm usually going to use them for webinars. Okay. For webinars and probably trading on demo. Can you place the timer to let us know how much time we have left on our subscription? Oh, you mean, oh yeah, I can work that with my team. For those who already joined, can you do a live webinar like this for using the app with MT4 as well? Definitely, I will. How works the BLW app? Yeah. How long will this go on? Up until I die. When will this webinar be uploaded for members? Probably within this week. I'm not 100% sure exactly when. Okay. So people, thank you for being in this specific training. Hopefully, you guys fully enjoyed it. And more importantly, if by any chance you guys are not part of it, you guys are losing money as we speak. So my recommendation is go ahead and join right now. And more importantly, be sure that not only you're going to learn, but you're also going to earn. Okay. So that's pretty much it for today, people. Thank you very much for being in this specific webinar. Thank you for being part of the BLW Binary Master app. We'll be seeing each other very, very soon. So thank you. I don't even know how to, stop this. Cheers.